Start streaming. We're only killing time. All right, we should be live here any second on the YouTube. So if you're watching over there, you should see it live now.
Oh, there we go. Boom.
What's up, YouTube? Right, getting started, having some fun. Loving it, sharing it to some socials. By the way, if you're tuning in right now, like, subscribe, follow, share.
Do all those free stuff.
Do all those free fun things for us. We're going to get kicked off pretty fast here tonight. Joined here by Mr. Joey D. How you doing?
What's up, everybody?
All right. What do you say we hit some music and we get going on this free agency?
Sounds great.
Let's start a little Yankees, I think. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. It's good to be back.
Oh, yeah.
Back with my friends. Back to die on this hill once again. With Louie. Our unofficial fourth co-host here. Mr. Joey D, who's getting mauled by Mr. Louie right now.
Because I clapped.
Hey, buds.
Go, boys.
Go boy. Go boy.
Go, boys.
Good boy. Speaking of good boys, we got some new good old boys here with the Yankees.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. And with that said, got to start there. And, you know, you can't replace a Juan Soto, but.
They're damn near trying to.
And I got to give him credit. This is where, as much as I killed Cashman, and I've killed him in recent years, and with some of the moves I didn't like, it's hard not to like the moves he's made so far. Went out and signed the best lefty free agent pitcher, if not the best free agent pitcher on the market in Max Fried. Went out and then made a trade for one of the game's best relievers in Devin Williams. And backed that up with trading a bologna sandwich for Cody Bellinger, who granted is on a 1, maybe 2-year deal, depending. He's got an opt-out after 25.
I love the Cody Bellinger trade.
Oh, how can you not? I mean, they gave up Poteet, and to be honest, I don't even remember Poteet pitching. So that's why I said they gave up practically nothing, and they got $5 million back. Like, that to me is wild. So I have to commend the move. I really do.
Oh, me too. And it gives them more versatility with the lineup. You could put Bellinger at first. You could put him at center. You could put him at left. I kind of like him at left. I'm not going to lie. Dominguez is a center fielder. That's what he's done, been training to do down in the minors. So I say leave him at center. Bellinger could play left. I would actually prefer him to be the first baseman because he's a great defensive first baseman. But gives us flexibility right now.
I think they're going to end up signing. I still think they're going to end up signing Walker. I don't know why it's taking so long. Maybe something scared them. I don't know. I still have a feeling they're going to get Walker. And the more I'm thinking about it, they might end up signing Bregman.
Timmy, what up, Timmy?
They might end up signing Bregman. And I'm saying this because, one, I've been hearing rumors that they may roll Rice out at first if they do go with a third baseman. So that would put Jazz back at second, which is what they want anyway.
That's what I want too.
Everybody wants that. But I think all these moves help to do that because Bellinger could play center, which means that Judge could go back to right, and Dominguez could play center and Bellinger in left. And, either way, it puts Judge back in position. Jazz should be back in position. I'm really excited with the free agent move since we last talked last week. At this time, just because it's significant and you can't downplay it. And to be honest, the money they've taken on with Bellinger, Williams, and the Fried contract,
it's basically three players for one right there.
Not even. Soto is $50 million a year or whatever it
51,
is.
51, I think.
Yeah. And these guys combined are 45.5. So, I mean, we're actually saving money this way. The only thing is are any of these players going to equal to, and you hope they do, the impact that a Soto can have? But again, Soto 15 years from now isn't Soto now. And that's the hard part.
Well, that's 15 years from now. You don't worry about the end of those big contracts. You really don't. You really don't.
Kind of do though, because otherwise you could end up getting stuck with the back end of A-Rod's deal, the back end of
happens to all these contracts. Look at Miguel Cabrera. He was a shell of himself.
I know, but that's why it's still a cautionary tale of giving these guys these contracts.
Oh, I'm with you 100%.
It's still a very cautionary tale. And, I just had to start there because other than that, I'm kind of surprised the Mets really haven't made any moves.
They're definitely they're lying there waiting, I feel.
But what, waiting for all the good free agents to get signed?
Because they need really gotten signed.
But they need pitching in the worst way. And from everything I've heard, Corbin Burns.
Go ahead. I apologize.
I'm just saying you can't go into next year thinking Clay Holmes your second starter. Like, it's not, your team's never going to, I could tell you as a Yankee fan, that's not a recipe for winning.
No, it's definitely not. You know what I mean?
Because he can put guys on base, he's going to give up runs, and especially transferring to a starting pitcher, he's not used to that. So, I mean, it's going to be a rough stretch for him. They don't have pitching. They got Cody Senga and what?
But
that's
still
about
the
it.
Best pitching free agent out on the market. You still have...
I would argue that Fried was the best.
I'm not here to argue with
I think people look at Corbin Burns because of the strikeouts, but if you've looked, everything I've looked, Corbin Burns actually hasn't, although he's been really good, hasn't been as great as he was, say, 2-3 years ago. You know what I mean?
Didn't he win the Cy Young 3 years ago? 2-3 years ago? I think he did.
Maybe. But again, it just his numbers are going down a little bit. It's just he's getting
the Mets getting Burns. I could see the Mets bringing back Manaea. He's still out there, and he pitched great here for the Mets last year. He really did. He may not be a 1, but he's a solid 2. Let's just say they talk to Sasaki, and maybe Sasaki comes to the Mets because they see what he's doing, and all of a sudden now you got a rotation of Burns, Sasaki, Manaea. Senga's now your 4 instead of your 1, dude. That's ridiculous, and it ends up being a lot of ifs. Staff.
That's correct. A lot of ifs, and to be honest, I haven't heard any rumors about any of those ifs.
I haven't really been trying to pay attention to the Mets.
No, but I'm just saying, in the baseball rumor mill, I just haven't heard about the Mets with any of those guys.
Carl, what up, Carl?
Maybe Carl and Timmy, who are both Met fans, could chime in.
Timmy says that they need to re-sign Manaea, and I agree with them 100%. Manaea was great for them down the stretch. He was great for them all year, and he showed he could pitch in New York and handle the media. So, yeah, I definitely think he deserves to come back. I just don't know if they're in on Burns. I haven't paid attention to that.
To be honest, I have, and I'm telling you, I haven't heard them in. I've heard Burns' name mentioned with a bunch of other teams. I haven't heard him mentioned with the Mets. I haven't heard the Mets. What I hear from the Mets.
I just don't count them out.
What they want to do, what they did last year, is try to pick a couple guys that are either coming back off of injury or something else. Give them a 1-year prove-it deal, and
I don't blame them for doing that. In today's market, starting pitching isn't really worth it. Spending all that money for. That's why Cole opted back into his original deal with the Yankees, because they were going to say, "Dude, we're going to give you 27, 28 million. You're not going to get 34." Coming off what you did.
Well, again, he's 34 years old. So, yeah, no, it's all. But again, that's why later on, Soto's going to opt into the deal too.
Is starting to be devalued because they don't go as long anymore. So that's why you're not seeing these guys.
But the great ones still make an impact. The great ones make an impact.
You're not wrong, dude. But the way that things are going, eventually you're going to have 3-man. Not a 3-man. But I'm just saying,
do you trust the Mets lineup enough to have no pitching? Because I don't. I look at it.
The Mets aren't done yet, just like the Yankees aren't done yet.
I'm telling you, I think the Mets are pretty close to done. I don't think the Mets make another big move. I really don't. I think Cohen opened up and spent enough money on Soto to where he thinks
they're going to sign pitching, man. They really are.
But again, the 1-year deals with guys that are hurt, you know what I mean? Or what guys that are on prove-it deals. You're not going to get a guy like a Corbin Burns, and that's what I'm talking about. Is I don't see him ponying up another $240 million for Corbin Burns, and giving him $27-28 million a year. I just don't see it happening.
We'll see what happens with that. And you said that maybe they're not in on him. Okay, no problem.
I think they're in on Rokasaki, but I don't think they're in on Corbin Burns.
I think everybody's in on Sasaki. Carl was saying Manaea was a workhorse for them last season. He deserves another year after that. Timmy wanted to bring back Severino, but for some odd reason, the Oakland A's they're no longer the Oakland A's. The A's decided to actually spend the most money they ever gave a free agent to Luis Severino, which is so weird. But I guess they're trying to sell Sacramento, right? Is that where they're moving to?
Well, eventually, I think they're moving to Vegas.
Well, right now, though, they moved out of Oakland, and now they're, I think, in Sacramento.
How terrible would it be if you had both the A's and Tampa get into the playoffs, and you had to have playoff games in minor league stadiums?
Do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do.
I just think that this year,
really
neither
funny.
team is going to be very good. And I'm worried there's going to be a bunch of rainouts down there with Tampa, so I don't know how their schedule is going to work out. But maybe they try to plan it, around that. But I don't know how you do.
I don't either. But again, we'll see what happens. This is baseball. They just plow through it anyway. But yeah, with the remaining free agents, like we were saying, with the trade of Cody, with the Bellinger trade for the Yanks, now I don't know if they need Bregman. I really don't. I don't know. If he's looking for a 7 or an 8 year deal, I don't want to sign him then. I'm looking for like a 5 year deal, maybe overpay him for like a 4 or 5 year deal.
See how old he is.
He's 31, I believe. All right, he's 30 right now. He's going to be
31 by the start of the year.
Correct. So what's he have? Like 3-4 more good years possibly. Is it worth? Would you rather sign him to a big deal or trade for an Arenado? I know he wasn't on our.
I don't want him. If he don't want us, I don't want him.
Okay,
I'm out on him because again, if you're not even going to list us as a possibility, if you're not going to list the Yankees as a possible team you would want to go to, then guess what? I don't even want to be in on this. I'm out on you. Everything good?
No, everything's fine. I'm just looking for.
I think Bregman, though, the only problem with him is I'm pretty sure he's a Boris client.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna want the most money, obviously.
And it's the same thing with Alonso, which, by the way, I'm hearing way too many rumors now about Alonso to the Yankees, and I think it's all smoke and mirrors. I don't think there's any chance.
Smoke and mirrors.
Because again, I just don't see any chance in hell that the Yankees are going to pony up $28 to $30 million a year for Alonso when they could get Walker for cheaper. Like it doesn't to me.
I don't just on a cheaper per year basis as well.
Well, less years too.
Yeah,
like that's right because he's 34 already. He's not going to be looking for a 6, 7, 8 year deal. Where that's what Alonso is looking for. He's looking for at least 6, I think, Alonso, and I don't want to give it to him.
What is he, 30 basically, Alonso?
Yeah, but
so he's probably looking for a 6, 7 year deal. I don't want to give that
30
to
or
him
31. Either. But either way,
I'm with you on that. I don't want to give it to him.
Not only do I not want to give it to him, I think it's all bull. Because I think it's all horse crap. I think none of it matters because in the end, he's going to end up re-signing with the Mets, and this is all a ploy on Boris to get the more money out of Cohen than he already has. He is fleecing Cohen this offseason.
He definitely is. He tries to fleece every owner, to be honest with you. He does. But I was taking a look earlier at third basemans. Because I really want the Yankees to get a legit third baseman. I don't want them to move Jazz over to third. And it looks like Texas kind of has a little plethora after making the Jake Berger trade. I don't know if he's going to play first or if he's going to play third because he has done that both in his career. So that kind of opens up something for... they kind of have a plethora either at first or third, and maybe they can make a trade with Texas because I think they have someone named Josh Smith. I think he's a first baseman, or maybe he was a third baseman. I forget at the moment. I was looking at it earlier, but right now they have a plethora and they have good first and a good third baseman. If maybe Cashman could swing a trade for one of those guys and it fills a hole, fills the need, that'd be very nice to do. Not gonna lie. And both the first and third baseman I was looking at off of Texas are both left-handed. So I'm all about more lefties in the lineup, balance it a little more. Especially got the short porch. I'm all about give me the lefties in the lineup.
I'm for the lefties. I'm not against them. So I mean, again, short porch and right, it makes sense for them. But yeah, I'm not against what you're saying. I just like I said, I want to stay away from Alonso.
I do too.
And if they get Bregman, I'm not going to be sad about it, even though I know a lot of Yankee fans
be
hate
sad if
them,
it's
and
like
I hate because I hate the Astros, the cheating Astros myself.
Is that Dave?
But yeah,
You want to go get him?
no, he's coming in.
Okay.
He's coming in. But either way, you know, it's still an entertaining offseason. I'm just happy that we're not waiting until January, February to find out what our lineup's going to look like. And to find out our pitching staff. And to be honest, I like Luke Weaver. I like Williams. We got our staff.
Unless you want to add Sasaki.
And now, but I like adding Bellinger. I like doing those things too. So to me, I'm a big fan of it.
I think if you add Sasaki, you could then either trade Schmidt for maybe a good outfielder or Schmidt for a good third baseman, whatever. You have more flexibility to do whatever we got to do. Or Marcus Stroman if you want to get rid of him.
Yep. I agree.
Oh.
I agree. I think Dave's here, but he's busy having a meeting with our fourth co-host, Louie, to come in and join us.
We don't blame him.
But
the fourth co-host.
Welcome in, Dave. Welcome in.
Almost most importantly.
Suited and booted. I'm here.
So I don't know if you got any last minute thoughts on free agency, but we were just kind of going through what the Yankees were doing, and we're liking what they're doing so far. Again, not sure what the hell the Mets are doing outside of Soto, but like I said, outside of Rokasaki, I have not heard them really mentioned in any other conversation. So I still think they re-sign Alonso. They're just using the Yankees as the bait to do it, to get.
I hope he does re-sign, man. Plus, Soto needs protection in the lineup.
He's a lifelong Met. He should be. He should be like a David Wright. He should be going down that path.
I agree. And Timmy, Carl, what do you guys think? Should the Mets bring back Pete Alonso? I want to know. Let me know your opinions in the chat.
Yeah. And while you're out there, like, subscribe, follow, share, do all those things for us. Hit that like button. It definitely helps us. We're helping to grow. Trying to get to 50 subscribers before the end of the year. So let's make it happen. And we appreciate any and everybody who shows us that kind of support. So I guess now that Dave's here, we can move on to... Well, I want to hit the one more smaller topic first real quick because I don't want to end with it. But do you guys got any quick thoughts on... I threw it in there as a topic, but I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. Caitlin Clark, Athlete of the Year.
Yes.
Mentioned by Time Magazine. Again, nobody talks more WNBA than we do here on this show. So I'm just bringing it up quick. Well-deserved, do you think, especially after the year she had? Or do you think that there was another athlete in another sport that might have deserved it more?
See, I think what's rough about making that call, now that my mic's actually on, thankfully I got a carrying voice, so hopefully your mic's picked it up, but I think what's rough with making that call for somebody else is that, like, if you think about it, through 2024, right, Caitlin Clark played in the NCAA tournament, set all these records in college basketball, then went to the WNBA, helped increase their viewership, helped increase the fan base going into actual games and watching the games. Like, so she had an impact on, yes, one sport, but two different levels of that sport all in one calendar year. So I think it's hard to argue with her being Athlete of the Year. Because if you really think about it, I mean, maybe you got some of the NBA guys that played in the NBA season and then went to the Olympics.
I couldn't think of anybody.
I didn't even think about that.
No, but think about it. Who would that person be? Because it was, again, I just nobody.
Anthony Edwards, maybe.
No.
Jason Tatum. Won an NBA championship.
But then he got benched.
You're right. He was on the roster.
If he had played and played well.
Derek White.
Maybe Derek White. I don't know. I think that's what gives her a leg up, though, right? Like, being able to impact the college game, break all the records that she broke, and then to go into the WNBA and help them set records across the board.
Well, that's just it. Is nobody else had record-setting years. This wasn't like the year where Judge hit 62 home runs. This wasn't like,
Ohtani was record-setting.
First player with what?
50-50, bro. He almost did 60-60.
Nah, that's still not not enough to win Athlete of the Year. I'm sorry.
First player in MLB history to do 50-50. How long has baseball been around?
Yeah, but
I'm just saying, you're just
maybe I'm a
dismissing-
hater. Maybe
No,
I'm a
no, no,
hater.
no, no, no.
But I'm gonna sit here and
not-
tell you, I think Caitlin Clark
Look,
had a bigger year than Ohtani.
I'm with you saying that, but you're just dismissing Ohtani's 50-50 like, that's nothing.
Because to be honest, I think
bro.
I honestly think Judge had a better offensive year than, even though he had a 50-50 year, Judge had more homers, more ribbies, better batting average, like beat him in every category other than stolen bases. I'm sorry. So, to me, I look at it as he didn't even have the best offensive year in baseball. He had a 50-50 year, but that doesn't automatically mean it's the best offensive year. Judge had the best offensive year. That's just a fact. Stats are stats. They're facts.
Setting a record or setting something that's never been set in a game that's been around for 150 years still deserves respect.
Bro.
It's important, but it's not athlete of the year important.
But I think,
that's all I'm saying. Just give a little respect.
You're not going to do football. You're not going to do hockey. Baseball.
No, definitely
all right,
hockey.
you can have that conversation.
Maybe in Olympian.
Hockey, maybe if McDavid had won the cup and whatever else,
who was the swimmer? Did she win
Katie Ledecky?
Yeah,
Ledecky.
She was great.
A lot of what she was recognized for was her career. She had an amazing Olympics, but overall, what the big deal was what she's been able to do.
But I think we can unanimously say Caitlin Clark deserved Athlete of the Year for what she did this year.
We can at least say it in this room.
So Carl says Clark made the biggest impact in all sports. She alone brought in more revenue than the WNBA has ever seen and made before in their entire existence. Yeah. So Clark means more to the WNBA than Ohtani means to the MLB. They probably mean the same, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie.
I think you're going to die on that hill alone tonight because I ain't dying there with you.
Ohtani brings in a whole another market from Japan, bro. That MLB needs because they're a dying breed here in the United States. So he just brought a whole country.
They were already here. They were already watching other players.
Well, he has been doing it for years, though. People have been watching Ohtani since he came over.
That's very true.
I mean,
but anyway,
I get what you're saying.
But I agree. I'm not saying Clark doesn't deserve the award. So let me just say that. Number two, the hate she's getting on this is unreal.
The hate she's getting is because I think some of the comments she had afterwards, too.
I didn't hear the comments. I just saw that the Minnesota Lynx owner came out and said she thought the whole WNBA league should have been the league of the year because we have so many awesome athletes and this and that. Shut up.
But again, you know how jealous people are of her and the fame she's gotten. She tried to come out and say we need to elevate more of I'm happy I won, but we need to elevate more of the African American players, this, that, and the other. So again, I think that's
Angel Reese came out and said giving her that title is disrespectful to me and all the other women that helped grow the game.
But she's a hater. And to be honest,
the Fever went from first pick to playoffs. Didn't they win a round in the playoffs as well?
No, they
got close.
But they were sold out every single game.
No, not only that, they sold out.
Every arena she went to was basically sold out.
Some were WNBA or some were NBA arenas. They had to upgrade and she sold out bigger places.
Exactly. Give this girl her props. Stop
the league and everybody has been hating on her since she got in, though. Nobody liked the hype she was getting in college. Nobody, again, not as far as fans. I'm saying as far as other people in her sport.
To the game because I feel as though she's the Steph Curry of their sport right now.
Well, she is, but again,
no one's playing the game like she is.
Nobody is, but again, that doesn't mean that the league,
gonna hate.
The haters are gonna hate, and I think that's what it comes down to: is the haters are gonna hate, and she absolutely deserves it. Now, listen, do I think in future years, Angel Reese, other people could win it? Absolutely. But do I think it's a bit of sour grapes on Angel Reese's part to come out and say it's disrespectful and she didn't deserve it? Yeah, it absolutely is. You want to talk about record setting? How many WNBA records did she set this year as a rookie? You know what I mean? Tons,
dude.
So I look at it as, record setting. You talk about Ohtani. She set more records than Ohtani did, everything else.
The Instagram thing I sent to Dave, she has more, I think, 2010 games in her rookie year than almost the entire league has had ever in its existence. I'm like, this is just dumb. She's on another level than most of these girls, man.
She is.
And it is what it is.
No, listen, it's well-deserved in my opinion. So, being that nobody talks more WNBA than we do, I think this is going to fuel a fire for next WNBA season. I think that where I thought she was actually earning some respect, I think by her getting this award, it just pissed people off again. So I think again, you might see some people coming hard at her at the beginning of next year.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think that she's gonna do just fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that she's gonna be one of the league's great for the next 10, 15, 20 years, health permitting. So congrats to Caitlin Clark. And again, as WNBA news comes up, we're going to talk about it. So
we can't help ourselves.
Boom. But now, in the meantime, we're going to have to switch on over. I think it's time that we talk a little football. So going to this past week, I don't know what you guys think. What game stood out to you the most?
I mean, Buffalo-Detroit was probably one of the best games to watch.
But Detroit, how many more injuries can they sustain?
Especially on the defensive side.
Well, no, now they lost Montgomery. They lost to one half of their two-headed monster.
Oh, I mean, I get that, but I think Gibbs can carry the load.
I hope so. I got him in fantasy, baby. Let's go.
I think Gibbs can carry the load, but the defensive injuries and
too much.
Lose a guy like Branch, he was their secondary's version of Hutchinson, right? He was the heart of that secondary and made big plays all over the place. So I think that game was very entertaining. I think if you had both teams at full strength, they probably would have went a different way. But also Josh Allen piecing together back-to-back weeks of the guy's got...
That's why I'm nervous for this week in fantasy. I got to go against him, and they're playing New England, and I could see him having another 5 or 6 touchdowns.
It's insane. I mean, what's he got, 11 touchdowns?
Him and Lamar
in the last 2 weeks?
Him and Lamar have an insane season right now. I think they both have 37 touchdowns and 5 picks.
So Lamar only has 2 picks.
2
or 3 picks.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so the turnovers...
So 2 picks for him, and then I think 5 for Allen.
Yeah, so, but, you got the kind of game you were hoping for as a fan. I mean, it started off like Buffalo was going to blow them out of the water, but Detroit got their legs underneath them and gave it a good fight, but they just gave too much of a cushion to Buffalo before, having the chance to actually really make a difference in that game. They were fighting from behind the whole time. So I think that game was a hell of a game. I think what Philly was able to do to Pittsburgh was a great game. The
Pittsburgh
impressive.
isn't as good without George Pickens, man.
No.
Not at all.
Eric mentioned that when we talked about this game last week, right? No Pickens in that matchup.
It's a big loss.
Really hurts.
It really is.
He is their best wide receiver, no question about it, and he's what opens things up for the rest of the team. So seeing what that offense looked like without him was very eye-opening. But Philly continues to prove people wrong, and now you've got a 3-way tie between Philly, Minnesota, and Detroit.
Who the hell thought the Minnesota Vikings would be
with
13-2 or 14-2?
13-2.
13-2. Holy crap!
With Sam Darnold,
bro.
definitely did not see that coming. Did not see that coming at all.
Or no, 12-2. It's 15 weeks, but they've all had a bye, so 14, 12-2.
This is week 16. I got you. No, you're good.
But yeah, another game. Speaking of
that's still ridiculous,
the exact opposite, I got to talk about this game because it's been bothering me. The Rams. How shitty was that Thursday night game?
Oh, I shut it off.
12-6. 12-6. And this is a 49ers team who went out and spent $30 million a year on Ayuk in the offseason, who went out and spent money on Debo, who went out, bless you. Spend tons of money on McCarthy. He's supposed to have this great offense. Everybody's hurt. Nothing matters. And they play like shit.
McCaffrey didn't play. Ayuk doesn't play. Debo had arguably one of the worst games of his career. He had more drops than catches. Bro.
I'm still dying on this hill. Purdy is not setting a new bar. I don't care what anybody says. He's not setting. He's not going above with Dak.
You're not wrong on that. And I could actually see the Niners making a trade for Aaron Rodgers. Maybe even bringing in...
no way.
Why not?
No way.
Why not?
Why would you ruin your franchise like that and bring in that...
He's half the cost of any other quarterback.
I don't care.
Or wait till the Jets cut him and you sign him for $1 million and then you trade
You
for
trade
Devontae.
for him. He's owed, I think, 37.5 next year or something like that. No, I'm not trading for Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry. He's over the hill. He's done. Stick a fork in him.
Or maybe they sign Darnold, or maybe they bring in Kirk Cousins. Maybe they fix him. I don't know.
Maybe they
man.
draft somebody. Who knows? All I'm saying is
I don't see
that
them
Purdy,
re-signing Purdy at 60.
after
No way.
last year, everybody said, "Oh, Purdy's going to be the next guy to set the bar." To me, after this year, you can't say that. You can't say
he
that.
started off really well. I mean, he did, but I mean, he had 2 weeks in a row that he missed the games, and I don't think he's 100% right. And more importantly, and I've said this countless amount of times, San Francisco's offense. I don't care what skill position players you have. I don't care who's playing quarterback on San Francisco. If Trent Williams is playing, that offense is one of the best in the league. When Trent Williams does not play, they are not one of, they are an average to slightly above average offense. Trent Williams is literally the heart and soul of that offense, and I'm sure some of those old school guys love the idea of an offensive lineman really being the make or break of how well a team does. But without Trent Williams, that team is just not the same. It just does not matter. I mean, he really makes that whole entire offense go, and you see how they struggle when he's not playing.
Yeah, but to me, that's still an excuse. And it's still, I'm not going to blame it on injuries because the Rams have injury. Everybody's got injuries, especially at this time in the year.
The injuries. Come on, man.
I
mean, if
they're all their star
if
players.
you give San Francisco Ayuk and McCaffrey and Trent Williams in this game and a healthy Purdy, they probably put up over 30 points.
Bosa missed like 3 weeks.
It's a lot of
injuries everywhere.
I'm sorry. The Rams are having a down year.
Not all teams stay completely healthy and still suck. All right,
Can't all be the Giants.
Can't all be the Giants. Can't all be the Jets for the most part. Like,
but I think that's just Joey and his wishful thinking like, oh, we'll trade Aaron Rodgers out to San Fran. Everybody wants Aaron Rodgers gone, but who would give? I wouldn't give you a 6th-round pick for Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't give you a ham sandwich. You would have to literally gift wrap him in a box and leave him on my front porch without a return address. That's the only way I'm taking Aaron Rodgers.
Bro, he's been playing great his last 7-8 games, man. Take a look. I think he only has 1 pick in his last 7-8 games. I'm telling you, he's a
after a big win against the Jaguars, we're gonna get excited again. Come on,
I'm not excited. I'm not excited.
Don't try to sell me on Aaron Rodgers. Just admit that he's shit.
I think he's just putting on an audition. He's putting on an audition for other teams. He doesn't want to be with the Jets. That's all I'm trying to say.
Has he really played that well for 7-8 weeks?
Yeah, man.
Maybe
I know
the last 2 weeks.
The last 3 weeks for fantasy have been good, but if you look at him overall, he's played better.
Well, the bar was pretty low after the first.
He's
month
only
of
had
the year.
I'll
double check that because I'm telling you that regardless, he's not anywhere near a top passer in this league anymore.
Oh, I did not say he's a top passer.
He's not even in the top half of passers. He's not in the top 15 of quarterbacks right now. I'm sorry, he's not.
You're not wrong, dude. But I think he might be better than Brock Purdy next year, and he's going to be more confident in himself. I'll tell you that much. This year was early on. Can I play with the injury? How's it going to be? He's a little timid, this, that. Now he's playing a hell of a lot better, man.
Yeah, I mean, overall this week did not have the games we were thinking they were going to have when it came down to some of the matchups and playoff implications.
Well, I'm surprised. I got to be honest. The biggest surprise to me of the week is the Chargers at home getting beat 40-17. Now, I know Tampa's a decent team.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
That, to me, was a surprising one because the Chargers have a good defense. They usually run the ball pretty well, like control the clock, But for the Bucs to put up 40 on them, Mike Evans goes off for 159, 2 TDs on 9 catches. I mean, it was just something I didn't see out of the Chargers.
Just 1 pick for Rodgers in his last 7 games. That's all I'm trying. Okay.
I mean, that is good. You'd like to hear that from your.
He started with like 7-8 picks on the year. Now he's got 1 in his last 7. All I'm saying is he's playing better, man. That's all. And maybe he's
not playing good enough for me to take him on a trade.
I just wanted to put that out there. What were we speaking about?
The Bucs getting
destroyed, dude.
The Bucs
the Chargers.
Yeah.
Real quick, I was working, so I didn't really see much of the game. I saw 17-10 on the bottom screen.
Halftime was 17-13.
We got busy. Didn't see anything. Don't check my phone. Saw the score, final score. I was blown away, dude.
Second half was all Bucks.
Yeah, they made some good adjustments on both sides of the ball. I mean, like you said, right, trailing 17-13 at half to then win 40-17. So defensively, you goose egged the Chargers in the second half. Offensively, you were able to score at least twice in each the third and fourth quarter.
They got the rookie involved too, right?
The Bucky Irving kid's looking really good. That could be a nice pick for them. Mike Evans is aiming for that 12th season in a row of 1,000 plus yards.
Like that.
Looked like an outside chance, if any chance at all, coming into this week, and now he actually has the chance to do it with 3 games to play. So I do think it's interesting that how Tampa Bay got that win. But Tampa Bay, that division's theirs. I mean, we saw Atlanta, right? They announced yesterday that they're benching Cousins for Michael Penix.
Huge.
Right? So we see that come up, right? And that's after a win, right? But offensively, they just could not do anything, right? They had 15 points, and that's 2 field goals and a safety, and then you manage to get a touchdown in the first quarter. And that was based off of really bad coverage. Like I saw Atlanta on Twitter post the touchdown by Drake London, and they're like, look at that route. And I'm like, the corner literally just ran right at him, and he ran past him. Like, it was not a great route. Like, it was bad coverage. And from a 2-12 Raiders team, surprise, surprise, they had bad coverage. Like,
Falcons are only 1 game back of the Bucs, though, so it's still a division that could be won. But I want to ask you guys, which was the worst? Because it seems like we were bookended by 2 really shitty offensive games. We were the first one with the Rams and the 49ers, and then this Monday night game with the Falcons and the Raiders. Like, which game was worse to watch? Like, which game was offensively worse to watch?
Oh, I'll say the Falcons and the Raiders. Because at least the Rams and the Niners had some big plays, some entertaining plays. Atlanta and the Raiders were just a snooze fest from jump. The only fun quote unquote thing that came out of that game was Bijan Robinson broke 1,000 yards for his season for the first time of his career. Yes, it's only his second season, but still, just want to put that out there.
Compared to last year,
for him. So, yeah, I mean, if anything that I take out of all of these conversations, or what we're talking, the last 2 games specifically we touched on, is that if my team played that way in the last week of the fantasy regular season, I'd probably be in the fantasy playoffs instead of on the outside looking in, because Bijan, Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield, all on my team. So that's just me personally being upset. But I'll move on from that because I know we're on a tight schedule and people got places to go and things to see. And I, for the first time since we started doing this, I'm not going to go home starving and having my stomach growling at me. So,
well, it depends if you keep just talking.
Yeah,
away,
no,
let's get going. I tried turning the page
I'm
already.
a rambler here, people. We know these things.
But I'm just saying, so let's get on to it, because this week is the first week.
I just got told that let's get on to it by this guy.
Seriously.
This guy. The guy
That's what I mean for
the
tight
guy that
schedule.
can talk in the circles like no one else I've ever met in my life told me let's get on with it.
That's when
it's
you know
a
you're
new day,
talking.
people.
We gotta go.
It's
bro.
a new day. All right, let's rock and roll, dude. We're looking
So
at
this is
week
the first
16,
week. This is the
or
first
17,
week though that
16.
we got Saturday games, and to be honest, I hate Saturday NFL games because I don't want to watch Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I don't need an entire week where I got football on every
Wednesday.
single day. And then Wednesday. It was Wednesday this week too.
Yeah,
No,
you got a doubleheader on Christmas Day, but that technically counts for next week.
But yeah, so we'll get whatever. We can touch on that if we'd like. But Broncos Chargers starting off on Thursday night. They should be a good game. 9-5 Chargers, or 9-5 Broncos, 8-6 Chargers. Chargers, I think, need this game because again they're going to start fighting for a playoff spot here. Broncos could kind of secure their playoff spot, I think, with a win. 10 wins, I think, gets them in somewhere. Bo Nix, to be honest, quietly could be rookie of the year with the way that he's directed this team to victories. I mean, he's going to throw for probably over 3,500 yards, maybe close to 25, 30 touchdowns. You know, he's got 11 interceptions, but to be honest, it's not terrible for a rookie.
Not at all.
You know, so I think anybody would sign up for that. Seems like the Broncos might have got one right.
They have no run game.
No. It's been him and Sutton. He's been getting the ball to Sutton lately. So this game to me is really interesting. Another Chargers game at home. Will they lose 2 in a row at home? I don't think they will. I think they'll get right in this game. It'll be close. I kind of that line of 3 is like right about where I think it's going to be. If I'm going to pick it with the spread, the Chargers are giving 3, total of 41.5. I think I'm going to go under because I think both teams can play defense. And I'm going to take the Broncos getting the 3, even though I think the Chargers will probably win outright. So, but give me the Broncos getting the 3 and the under 41.5. What do you guys think?
Keep it short and simple. Chargers offense sucks. Both have good defenses, so give me the Broncos. Are they getting 3 or getting
the Broncos 3? Are getting 3.
Give me the 3 and give me the under.
So I'm going to go with you guys on the 3, and I'm going to go with you with the Broncos getting the 3, and I'm going to go with you guys on the under because let's be honest, Thursday night games 9 out of 10 times are very disappointing, and offenses don't look too good. So I think it's fair to assume that the under is a safe bet, and give me the Broncos getting the 3 points.
All right. Well, then that's going to move us to the Saturday games because I think they're pretty interesting. Texans.
But does Mahomes play? He's a second day in a row. He's a full participant in practice.
Then yes, if he's going to continue to be a full participant, he's going to play.
But then they have the short turnaround playing against the Broncos on Christmas Day.
No, they play the Steelers.
Or the Steelers, sorry. So they play the Steelers on Christmas Day in a short turnaround. Like, do you trust Carson Wentz for 1 week or for one game? I mean, their one loss is to Buffalo, so they're in a position where they really can't afford much of a slip up, and they want that 1 seed. Even Mahomes said it.
Well, they have 2-game lead, right now.
I believe so. Yeah.
No, 1 game because if Buffalo won this week, and Buffalo has a tiebreaker on them, so if they end up with the same record, Buffalo's going to get the 1 seed. So I think that 2 games is really only a 1-game lead because they can't afford to be in a tie.
Okay, I was gonna say if it's a 2-game lead, then start Wentz and just let him recover and play him.
Yeah, but I think that's why though is I don't think they can because of the standings.
You got to be smart about it because we've touched on this numerous times. They all came, that team as a core came back for a 3-peat. That's what they're here for. Whether you get the 1 seed or don't get the 1 seed. You need to be healthy going into the playoffs as healthy as possible.
Yeah, but that extra bye week in the playoffs could help you get healthy.
Agreed, but I think it's a very you're screwed if you do and you're screwed if you don't. I think that's the best way for me to say it. Right? You're screwed if you do, you're screwed if you don't, and I think it really boils down to simply that. So they've got to figure out what route they want to go. There's no obviously because. If they don't figure it out, then they start nobody at quarterback. But I think, to me, I believe in my team that we could beat the Texans at home on a Saturday at 1 o'clock without Patrick Mahomes, and I would give him the week. I would give him that day, and then be more concerned about trying to beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh on Christmas Day. That's how I would play it.
See, if it's a sprain, they could tape it up. He could deal with it. Then I'm fine with him playing. And what you do is, to me, I think you lock up the 1 seed. So I think you play him this week. You probably play him on the short week next week. And then as long as you got those wins in the bag,
you gotta play him on Christmas Day. You have to.
But I'm saying, so then I think after that, I think after that is when you could say, okay, you know what? Like, we're good. Like, you could take a break now. And maybe they give him the last week of the season plus that bye week. He'll have 2 full weeks of not being on it. I think that might be the better move. I mean, either way,
you're not in a bad train of thought though, right? Because if they win Saturday and they win Wednesday, they don't play again until the following Sunday. So now you're in a position where you've only got 1 game left, right? Like, and if you've won the last 2, you can afford. Like, if you win those next 2, you can afford to shut him down for that final game. And then you get your bye week, right? But if you lose one of these games, then you have to win out to ensure that you don't get into a tie with Buffalo.
And again, division game against the Broncos on Christmas Day, to me, that's a game that if Mahomes doesn't play, they could lose. To me, playing against the Texans, if he doesn't play, there's a chance they could lose to the Texans. I don't think Carson Wentz comes in and leads the Chiefs to a victory. So I look at it as they get these next 2 wins, then they give them a break. But that being said, 3.5 they're giving the Texans, total of 41.5. With Mahomes playing, I would take the Chiefs, given the 3.5, and the over of 41.5.
So whether Mahomes plays or doesn't play, I'm taking the Texans getting the 3.5 because Kansas City hasn't won against the spread, I think, since like week 2. So I'm going to take the Texans getting the 3.5, but I do think the Chiefs win, but by a game-ending field goal. And I'll actually take the over because these two teams can put up some points. The Texans, especially if they can move the ball a little bit and protect Stroud. So I'm going to take the take the Texans getting the 3.5, but I'll take the over.
Give me the Texans getting the points, and I'll take the under. All right. I think both have good defense.
And that's going to lead us to the other. I think one of the games of the week is going to be on Saturday, Steelers-Ravens.
That's a huge game for
Steelers coming off a loss to the Eagles. I don't know if they'll have Pickens back or not. Ravens, to be honest, I think need this more. They're going to be at home.
And they've already lost to Pittsburgh.
And they've already lost to Pittsburgh. So I think the Ravens need this more. They're giving 6.5 to Pittsburgh, which means to me I don't think Pickens is playing. If he's not playing, total over-under is 45.5. I'm going to go under, but I'm going to take the Ravens given the 6.5 because without Pickens, I just don't trust that Steelers offense.
Go ahead, Joey. I've gone second the last.
No, you're good. Give me the Ravens. I think they're playing good football right now. The Steelers are kind of they're at the tough part of their schedule. They're not healthy. Losing Pickens
May also not have T.J. Watt.
That's also true too. So give me they're 6.5 point favorite. Give me
that tells you that those people aren't playing.
Give me the Ravens and give me the over in this.
Yeah, give me if it was in Pittsburgh and Baltimore was given 6.5, I'd go differently. But give me Baltimore given the 6.5, and I will take the under because it is a division rivalry game. So I do think it doesn't turn into a blowout. But I'll take Baltimore given the 6.5 and the under.
All right, now I'm going to scroll through some games. One of you guys yell something out when you see something that interests you.
That is trash.
Oh, there's a lot of trash here.
A lot of trash.
This is all trash. This is probably your next best matchup.
I mean, Philly owned them in the first matchup in Philly. So I'll be interested to see how Washington responds to that at home.
That Philly D's just playing awesome, though, man.
They really are.
It's only a 3.5 spread. Give me the Eagles minus 3.5, and I'll take the over. Why not?
I honestly think that this could be not a trip-up game, but maybe a little bit. Division rivalry. There's a couple of these games this week that are good games. But I look at it as the Commanders seem to be playing a little bit better after they lost that stretch of games there. I'm going to take the Commanders at home getting the 3.5. I think this could be more of a field goal game, especially if Jaden Daniels plays well. And I like the over. Give me the over of 45.5.
I'm going to side with you, Eric. I'm going to take Washington getting the 3.5, and I'm going to take the over because I want to see Philly lose. So that's really my.
I think I'm going against McLaurin, so I would rather see McLaurin not get the ball this week. But that's probably not going to be my luck. He'll probably go off, and that's part of the reason I'm taking the Commanders.
The 2 drafts I was in, he didn't go until like the 10th round or 9th round, like crazy.
I think I took him and Jaden back to back here.
That's a good back to back
for a combo.
Vikings, Seahawks.
Interesting.
I see the interest, but they don't know if Geno's even playing.
And to be honest, that's a division that's so up in the air. I mean, the Rams I think are also 8-6, but they're not like a good 8-6. I have no idea what that sound is.
I think the Vikings handle business. They're only -3. Give me the Vikings -3 and give me the under.
I'm going just a little differently than you. I'm going the Vikings and the over.
I'm with Joey. Vikings and under.
I think the Vikings could put up close to 40 themselves, though. So I mean,
I still can't believe they're 12-2, man.
12-2.
Like at first, when they're like 5-2, I'm thinking, this is just it's gonna end. Nope, it has not ended. Sam Darnold has played like a legit quarterback. Their defense is for real.
I think this might be
gonna
the
be a
worst
tough out,
game of the
man.
week, though.
Well,
What do you think?
out of love and respect for our boy Fife and the shit show or toilet bowl of
The shit
week,
show of the week.
I think we have to pick this game just out of love and respect for
It's.
Fife.
I mean, it is truly a toilet bowl
Oh my
for
God.
the ages here at
I mean, they have
425
a
on Sunday.
combined 5-23 record. That is just
Putrid.
ugly.
1-6 away the Jaguars. 1-5 at home the Raiders. I mean,
Somebody's getting the second win.
awful.
Or they tie, because why the hell not?
Well, yeah.
I mean, Vegas is giving you 1.5, so Vegas even thinks there's a chance for a tie.
All I know is just keep feeding Brock Bowers. Whatever you got to do, just feed that man the ball. I'm good with that. But that said, the Jaguars have been playing awful. They almost stole a win from the terrible Jets last week, though.
That seemed like a game nobody
Almost.
wanted to. Like, each defense was like, no, you guys take this game. No, you guys take this game. That's what that game seemed like.
That being said, I think the Raiders at home squeak one out. I'll take the Raiders given the 1.5, and give me the under because I think both teams suck.
Yeah, I second that completely.
Wow. I'm
Including both teams suck.
Give me Mac Jones, baby. Give me the Jaguars, and I will take the 1.5. I think they're going to actually win by 6 or more. So I will take the over.
That's a
as
hill
well.
Joey is dying on tonight.
Joey's betting 10 cents on that one, baby.
I got a
I
buck.
wouldn't even put $1 on it. I wouldn't trust either one of those teams.
I mean, the rest of the
$5
slate
on
just
it.
isn't very good either. I mean, Bucks, Cowboys doesn't matter for anything. 49ers, Dolphins.
I mean, ironically, Bucks Cowboys actually does matter.
Why?
So technically,
Other than for the Bucks.
technically Dallas hasn't been mathematically eliminated. Now, before anybody reacts to that, they're done.
Stop it. Get some help.
All I'm stating is a fact, not anything related to the fact that they're going to make the playoffs. They just literally don't. They need everybody in front of them to lose out, and they have to win out. So it's not going to happen. But mathematically,
They're
not been
1-6 at home.
It's so bad after
against the G-men.
after winning 16 in a row at home. 16 in a row at home.
And then I jinxed them. I put the kibosh on them.
Yeah, that's all you. And I'm sure you're very happy with yourself. All I'll say is this. I think Tampa Bay, I think you're going to see a couple turnovers by Baker Mayfield. He's been turning over the ball a lot over the last 3 weeks. But I just think Tampa Bay's offense is going to be too much, especially that run game. And offensively, Dallas, it looks better now that they realize that they actually had a guy that should have been their starting running back since week 1, Enrico Dowdle. And, the offense is pretty simple. Hand the ball off to Rico Dowdle, throw the ball to CeeDee Lamb, and then trust your other guys to make a play when you need them to. With that said,
Very true.
Dallas loses this game. I'm taking Tampa Bay, given the 4.5, but I will take the over because I do think you're going to see some points scored in this game.
I'm taking Tampa given the 4.5. Cowboys haven't shown me really much of anything. Yeah, they beat, the Panthers last week, but I'm not impressed by that.
None of the teams they
Give
beat
me
is impressive.
the Bucks minus 4.5. Give me the over 48.5.
Yeah, I think that's a clean sweep, Joey. I feel like you're going to
It is not a clean sweep.
No?
No. I will take the points. Cowboys, give me the points at home. The Tampa D's not all that great. I think Rico pounds the rock. They kill clock. Cooper Rush dinks and dunks his way. Give me that and give me the under.
A huge game by...
I don't say that they
By the
necessarily
way, speaking
win,
of how
but
we
give me
just shit on the
4.5.
Cowboys at home, I do have to read you guys something. Teams that have won at MetLife Stadium more recently than the Giants.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's hockey.
teams
There's
that
hockey
aren't-
in
Yeah,
Hold on, wait,
there's
hold on.
teams that aren't football
Hold
teams
on,
that
hold
will be
on.
on this list.
Yep.
The Devils, the Rangers, Argentina twice, Uruguay, Barcelona, the Vikings, the Cowboys, the Bengals, the Eagles, the Commanders, the Bucks, the Saints, the Jets twice, the Broncos, the Bills, the Colts, and the Seahawks have all won games and some multiple games at MetLife Stadium since the Giants have last won a game at MetLife Stadium. So, no, I don't think the Giants are going to win this week either. I don't think they're even home this week, but even still, no, they're at the Falcons. But even still, they're terrible. And, I don't know what the team's going to do in the offseason, but they got to do something. But either way, that's kind of your week this week. They got anything in the chat you want to add?
Two quick things.
Go for it.
One, Carl would like to know how we feel about the Christmas Day games because there's a lot of basketball fans
let's
that
go
are
to them real
pissed
quick. Just
that the basketball, that the NFL overtakes what is I also consider a basketball holiday.
Yeah,
this is all This is all new that it's an NBA thing.
Yeah.
And Carl also wanted to know who wins, Team America or Crazy Train?
Team America. We're playing in the playoffs.
I
this
figured
week.
that. I figured that.
Team
Is that
America.
your team name for every league you're in?
Yeah, right now.
Oh my God! Come on, man.
Team America.
Get creative. Now
I'm America.
Now I'm really rooting for your undefeated ass.
Listen.
Shout out to the-
America always wins.
Shout out to the
Yeah,
Emperor
wouldn't
in the
agree with
chat and Ryan Gilroy as well.
Shout out to anybody joining us in
Ryan
the
just
chat.
texted me. He's like, "Yo, I forgot you guys were starting early." I'm like, "Dude, I forgot to even text you because I got here late."
It's all good, but let's go to Carl's question. We got these 2 games on Christmas. Let's talk some Christmas games. What do you guys think? I don't have any
think the
Christmas
NFL is
music
just
on
a
here,
money
but
grab. That's what I think. Poor NBA, bro. The NBA's got like 4 games that are going on, and everybody's just gonna watch these NFL games.
Yeah, even those people that are like, "I'm not subscribing to
I gotta
Netflix
be honest,
to watch
I
football."
might, if
Yeah,
I get a chance and I got the remote wherever I'm at on Christmas Day, I might flip over to the Knick game. I'm gonna be honest. But we'll see. That being said, Chiefs at Steelers is a big Christmas Day game. And the Ravens at Texans.
Oh, there's 2? I thought there was 1.
Yeah,
No,
there's
2, 1 o'clock and 4:30. Both really good games. Line's not out yet for either of them because it's too early. But that being said, just to pick them early, I think the Chiefs are on a mission. I think in order to get the extra time off for Mahomes, like we were talking about, and to lock up that 1 seed, they need this game. So even though it's a short week, give me Mahomes and the Chiefs, especially because who knows what TJ Watt's going to do and who knows if Pickens is going to be back. And if those guys aren't back, there's no way I'm taking the Steelers against the Chiefs. So for me, give me the Chiefs. I don't know what you guys think, though.
Oh, we're picking the. There's no spreads, but
No spread. We're just picking them straight up. This
if
is straight up
Mahomes
picking.
plays, give me. Actually, you know what? The Steelers are one of those teams that I think are good enough to beat the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are arguably the worst 13-1 team I've ever seen in my life. So they're not. There's nothing flashy about them. They just kind of grind it out until you make a mistake and they capitalize on it. Mike Tomlin, this is the perfect kind of game for him to coach. So I would take the Steelers in this one, and I think everybody would take the Ravens between the Ravens Texans.
Depends. It depends on what happens this week.
Yeah,
I mean, league, baby.
I don't know, man. If Pickens doesn't play, then give me the Chiefs over the Steelers. If he does, then give me the Steelers.
What about that Ravens Texans game?
Yeah, I think Baltimore's just playing very well right now. Just give me as long as everyone's healthy, no one gets hurt, like Lamar doesn't get hurt, give me the Ravens.
And Texans will be one of the best defenses the Ravens have played all year. That I will say. But I know we're on a tight schedule, Eric. So
I'm debating. I'm thinking about this game. I haven't picked it yet. I'm thinking because this is a tough one to pick for me.
Well, let's move it on, man.
Let's move it on. All right. That being said, I'm gonna go with the Texans at home right now without the line. Just because I think they're a decent home team. They've been playing a little bit better.
I was thinking that,
and I'm just gonna right now pick them. I think the Ravens, if they get a win this week over the Steelers, 10-5, they're looking pretty solid for a playoff spot. Yeah, give me the Texans at home right now.
And Ryan's all about this NFL being on Christmas. He says that the NBA sucks.
Well, again, if you're not into other sports, like basketball, hockey, whatever, then yeah, football is your jam. So, and again, I just think, do I really want to watch a game on Wednesday, then watch a game Thursday, then watch a game Saturday, then watch a game Sunday, then watch, like, do I need 5 days of football?
There was a Thursday game.
Yeah. Oh no, this is where
This replaced the Thursday game this week.
No, but that's what I mean. Even for like fantasy wise, next week you're gonna have to literally
crap.
have your lineup set by
Championship
Tuesday night, and then you're gonna be literally looking at your phone every day to see an update for 5 days. It's torture. It's torture. When you're in the playoffs, it is absolutely torture. When I like tuning in on Sunday and knowing how the day went, and like, you know, by Sunday night, you know, whatever. I don't want to tune in Wednesday night, Thursday night, Saturday, like checking the scores, like going, He's still got 4 guys to go. I still got 5 guys to go.
Eric's going to need a new phone by Sunday afternoon. He's going to be like, I burned through this bad boy.
Break it in half. You kidding me? But either way, yeah, shout out to you guys and Merry Christmas, because I don't think we're going to meet again before Christmas. But
I'm probably working.
And not only that, I probably think that next week and the week after, because the way Christmas falls and New Year's falls, it's going to be tough to jam something in. So I think we're probably going to take a little bit of a break.
Well, it never did anybody any
but then we come back on the New Year stronger than ever.
I think we'll be more than okay. And if there's anybody that could pop on for 10 minutes and talk by themselves, I got faith in you, my man.
Well, I thought about maybe doing, the only other thing I'm going to bring up is I did bring up with Timmy, who's in the chat, about maybe doing, and I don't know if Carl's still in the chat too, something a little fun, something off the rails, so it'd be an off the rails episode.
That starts this week too.
Yeah, so we could touch that real quick, but yeah, no, off the rails episode of like top 5 Christmas movies, or like he's got his list.
Die Hard. Yes, I consider it a Christmas movie.
All right. As far as the college playoffs go, we'll run through this real quick. Texas is going to dominate Clemson. Arizona State never deserved that bye.
That's crap, bro. Just because you win, that should get you in. You don't deserve a bye.
Penn State's going to kick the crap out of SMU, so it shouldn't even be fun to watch that one. Notre Dame should
deserve a bye either.
Notre Dame should beat Indiana, and the other game, the best game of the weekend, is Ohio State, Tennessee. That one is going to be close. And whoever wins that is going to get another tough matchup against Oregon right after. So that, to me, is the toughest part of the bracket by far. Like, all the other parts of the bracket, like Texas should roll through the first 2 rounds. Penn State should roll through the first 2 rounds.
Okay. So we're going to come back to the semifinals, right?
Yes. So we'll be back for semifinals, prior to semifinals, yes. So we'll be able to talk then. My semifinals early picks will be... I'm going Texas. I'm going Oregon. Penn State.
Oregon doesn't. Oh, you're talking in the second.
No, yeah, we're talking here because we're going to come back for the semifinals.
I got you. Okay.
So to make it to the semifinals, I'm going to take Oregon. I'm going to take Texas. I'm going to take Penn State. And I'm going to take Georgia. So I think your semifinal matchups are Penn State, Georgia, and Texas,
Oregon.
Yeah.
And I think that's your final
four. That's not
four.
a bad semifinals, though. That's not a bad Final Four.
No, it's not a bad Final Four at all.
Dave, any thoughts?
Can't say I know enough, but for our buddy Ryan out there, I'll be rooting for Penn State.
Okay.
For my family down in Georgia, I'll root for Georgia.
And then when they play in the semifinals, who will you root for?
And then when they play in the semifinals, I won't share that until we get to the semifinals.
All right, then. Well, with that said, I think that's going to wrap us up for this week. Appreciate everybody who joined. Appreciate the people in the chat. Appreciate everybody. Again, like, subscribe, follow, share. Please do all those things for us. Just helps us grow. Trying to get to 50 subscribers. That's our next goal on YouTube. Trying to get over 100 followers. We're very close on Facebook as well. So if you haven't liked our page on Facebook, please do that. At Die on This Hill on both Facebook and YouTube. You can find me at The Living Legend on X. And you can find our unofficial fourth co-host, who I'm sure you could hear chewing on his bone here, Louie, at Louie Aussie Dude.
People, get your brains out of the gutter.
Louie Aussie Dude on Instagram. So with that said, Dave, where can they find you?
David Hastings 23 on Twitter, now known as X, and D Hastings 23 on the Instagram. That's what I got for you.
Joey, what you got for us? Where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram at Joey.47, baby. Come check me out.
What's that dot stand for, Joey?
Dot on this.
God, I still can't believe I had no idea what that meant at first.
It's all good.
And until next week, hey, don't be afraid to have an opinion.
Well, not until 2025.
Yeah. We're on a break till 2025.
Yeah. What I
said next week.
Oh, well.
Gotta set the proper expectations here for people. We don't want
for the
anybody
three of us, it'll be 2025. I may do something else in between. Either way, yeah. Till next time, though. Till next time,
holidays.
I'll say that. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, Happy New Year,
Happy
all
Hanukkah.
those fun things. And yeah, hope everybody has a great time out there.
Enjoy your holidays, everybody. Be safe.
We'll miss you, but we'll see you in a couple
And die
weeks.
on that hill.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to have
Peace, love, and hair grease.
and die on that hill.
Like, follow, subscribe, share.
Boom.
Free stuff.